Welcome to this week's edition of the Buck Bros podcast. Last week, we covered the first half of the season schedule for 2020. We went over each of our predictions for each game each week. And this week, we're going to be going over the second half of the season, covering the last 8 games and the bye week. And we're going to start this week with Saints at Buccaneers at home. And to get our first prediction, let's go to Ryan.
All right. Saints at Bucs. Big game. It's our third primetime game in a row, I think. I had us chalked up as a week 1 loss. I think this is actually going to be a win. I think Brady will understand the Saints and we'll be rolling. We'll have had that loss to the Giants, as I predicted back in our part 1 of this series. So I think we'll bounce back, get the Saints at home with a convincing win, hopefully. I got us chalked up as a W.
I'm completely with you on that one, Ryan. I do see this as a W. Mainly, one, we're going to be coming off a loss to the Giants, like we said in part 1 of this episode. But check this, man. We're going to have 11 days, right? Or more than that, 13 days to prepare for the Saints for a Sunday night football game at home. Our first Sunday night football game at home since I can remember. We're going to be pumped up for this game. This is Brady. And this is, Brady's just not one of those guys that has, long losing streaks. He seems to lose a game here or there, but he corrects it. And so, and I see this as a very tough team coming in, but given the extra preparation, the motivation after a week 1 loss to get up for this game, to go and, seize the division and to get back into it, because I think the Saints are going to be right. We're going to be right there with the Saints the entire season. But I'm going to have this one as a 2-touchdown victory here. A big stamp saying, hey, the Bucs are here, baby. We're not going anywhere. Big W.
I completely agree. I believe this is also going to be a W for the Bucs. I believe it's only 6 days of preparation in between November the 2nd and November the 8th. But, however, I still think
that's incorrect.
However, I do believe we get the W in this situation. Night games against the Saints in Raymond James. I've seen those wins. I believe in those wins. That's a great time for the Buccaneers. I expect Jameis Winston to throw 3 picks in this game. And this is a game we win by 2 touchdowns.
Did I say extra preparation? I meant shorter preparation is what we excel in.
Exact opposite.
Yeah. By the way, if you need tax advice, I am a CPA. I am very good at numbers.
This guy's a numbers genius.
Jeez. All right, we got all wins on Sunday Night Football. And then we go to Carolina. This would be week 10 at Carolina, 1 o'clock game. So we're coming off all those night games, going to an afternoon game. Let's start with Bryce. What do you think, at Carolina?
Well, I think of Carolina, not much. But what do I think about this game? Honestly, I think this is going to be this has trap game written all over it. Big victory against the better division opponent on a Sunday night. We're going to be, I think we're still going to be kind of, coming off of that hype. But again, honestly, just looking at the rosters that we've got currently, Teddy Bridgewater's a threat. I can't say that he's not, but I just don't see, the Panthers being a good team this year. I really don't. I don't think they're going to be a good team. I think they're going to be a pretty, 5-11, 4-12 kind of area. This is a game we should win, and it's a game I think we will win.
I agree. I fully expect the Panthers to have double-digit losses this year. They're a garbage franchise right now. They're in rebuild mode, and it's really put out the fire mode. And I expect us to go into this game and win. But I agree with you, Bryce. This, like I said, to start the season, these Carolina games, it's a trap. It's a game we expect to win. Everything says we should win, and those are the games. For me, the Buccaneers have always lost. And so I'm going to say this is a W, but this is one where I really wasn't sure. But once again, if you look at it on paper, this should be a W.
Yeah, I'm going with your feelings, though, and I'm saying trap game and we lose it. I'm going a loss. I don't know what it is. Carolina will probably have Teddy Bridgewater injured, and their backup will come in and light us up like they always do. Still a little Buccaneer me of it's a Bucs life, so I'm gonna chalk that one up to a loss. It'll be a test, probably the toughest test of the season for us, but I'll have a little bit of faith. So I got Carolina as a loss there. So we've got 9-1, 8-2, 7-3.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, very strong record.
Still, yeah. I mean, still.
Yeah, either way you look at it, I'd be happy with 7-3 if that's how that works out. But 8-2,
as opposed to our 3-7 this past year.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
All right, so after the Panthers, we come back home for a Monday Night Football game against the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, get hyped. All right, let's start with Buck Pro John. What do you feel about this game?
Have you seen these uniforms? They're
so bad.
They are the worst
the
things.
alarm clock uniforms versus this uniform. Yeah, this would be like a blind man would be happy watching this game.
This was a team that did not need a redesign. I don't know what they were thinking.
I like their uniforms, honestly.
On ugliness factor alone, I'm saying we win this game. I just don't. We're gonna probably wear the pewter on this being a Monday night game. We're gonna look fresh to death. I expect Chris Godwin and Mike Evans to have big games under the lights. This is gonna be one where the national spotlight is on players perhaps that haven't gotten it in the past. I expect us to blow the Rams out of the water this one. They don't stand a chance.
I say a W as well. I think this one is a big win for us. I don't know. I like our chances. We had a good win, at Los Angeles last year. Teams didn't really – I think LA got a little bit worse without Todd Gurley and stuff. So I just think we're going to win. Obviously, I think we got better. So, yeah, this is a win for me and a big one.
I have to agree with both of y'all in both points, right? One, I think the Rams roster got worse, and two, their uniform and logo definitely got worse.
Definitely worse. Yeah, overall worse.
Atrocious, okay? And that logo's even worse. So any team that comes in with a worse logo and worse uniforms than the goddamn uniforms and logos we used to have, they deserve to lose, and they will lose. So that's what's going to happen.
The following weekend is going to be the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and we have got the Kansas City Chiefs coming into town. This should be a great game. My wife's family is all from Missouri. They're going to love this one, so I maybe get dragged to this one as well. 4 o'clock kickoff, so a later in the afternoon game. This should be a good one. Ryan, who do you got in this game?
Oh, man, this game, I hope it just lives up to the hype that it looks like. It's late in the season. Two really good teams, obviously the Super Bowl champions, and if our projections are correct, we'll be a pretty good team ourselves. But that said, I think it's going to be a slugfest, and ultimately Kansas City's going to win. Now, I'm not too prone on Kansas City and when their bye is, but it's a long schedule. I think we might be a little bit tired, and besides that excuse, Kansas City's just a really good team. And they only look to have gotten better. So I think we'll be a little bit tired. We'll kind of show it, but I really am hoping for a really good game. But I got to set a loss here.
And I have to kind of agree in the fact that this is, again, going to be a short preparation week, right, coming off a Monday night game. We're coming out of Thanksgiving. Belly's going to be full of turkey and stuffing, okay? Going to be celebrating a good Thanksgiving around Tampa Bay. And the Chiefs obviously are the defending Super Bowl champions with the MVP, Patrick Mahomes, back there as quarterback with however many, Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, all the weapons you can think of. That they're a really good team. But here's something interesting that, I was looking into. We haven't lost to the Chiefs this millennium. Every time we play the Chiefs, we 04, 08, 2012, 2016. We've won every single time. So something tells me we just have the Chiefs numbers, and I think that's going to stick the same. I think this is obviously going to be the best Chiefs team we play by far. It's just one of those things where it's inexplicable. I don't know what it is, but the Bucs always play the Chiefs well, and I think they will again. And I think we pull out a W here.
Ah, good stat. Good stat. Yeah, 2016. I think that was the one that started us off on our little run there. So, nice. All right, W. Johnny, you want to wrap us up here?
Yeah, I'm also going to rack this up as a W on the good vibes factor. I like a week that is full of good vibes. You've got Monday Night Football, you've got Thursday Turkey, you got Black Friday, and then you've got football again on Sunday. That's a lot of good vibes to put in one week. And I don't foresee, as dark a year as we've had so far, I've got to have a good week, and I'm looking forward to that being a really good week. I expect to be making turkey sandwiches with leftovers and drinking beer and watching a Bucs W and then rubbing it in my in-laws' faces. I've got this one down as a W.
Nice, nice.
Oh, those are some definitely good vibes, my man.
Those are very good vibes. That is a very good week. You gotta love Thanksgiving week. So we enter the bye week after that.
Crazy, man. That's what, 12 straight weeks of football? Woo!
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. And then you know, you get a little rest after turkey. I like that too. You know, that works out perfectly.
Get a little rest,
I agree.
try to kick it in, and the rest comes at the last quarter of the season, so you can kind of rest up right before you kind of gear up. So we got 4 more games last quarter of the season. We start at home against the Vikings, an afternoon game. Bryce, let's start with you. Vikings at home.
Another playoff team from last year that's going to be a very hard team, a difficult team to play. You know, they got Kirk Cousins back. Yeah, they lost Stephon Diggs on the offensive side. They'll have Dalvin Cook back. They're still going to have weapons on the outside. Adam Thielen, obviously. Defense is stout. This will be, well, I think this is going to be a defensive football game for sure. I want to say W, but again, this is another team we played well. I mean, the Vikings, we always seem to have their number as well. It seems to be one of those teams we always play one of our best games of the season against. But for this time, I think after, well, I mean, I guess coming off the bye. Yeah, you know what? W. I can't go again. W.
Home with the gut. The homer gut.
That's right.
Also going to go with a W only because the Vikings have an early bye in the 2020 season. So they're going to be coming off of a long stretch of games, and we're going to have some fresh legs, obviously, going in right after the bye. Also, they were a playoff team, but they were only 10-6. They were 4-4 on the road. This is another away game. This is a place where they didn't really shine. And I expect this to be a game, along with the last 4 games of the season, to not really matter much. We're going to stat pad in these last 4 games. These are really just going to be games that allow us to take a little bit of a break, maybe rest some players. I think we'll have the division locked up by this point, perhaps home field advantage locked up by this point. I don't expect this to be a game that matters, but I do expect this to be a game that we win.
W. Nice.
Yeah, this is the first year where you have to get the top seed to get a first-round bye, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There isn't a first-round bye for second seed. You got to play that third wild card team if you become the second seed this year.
Very true. Very true.
It gives us more opportunity to get into the playoffs. I'm all for that.
Hey,
I take the 7th spot over the loss of a bye because we were never in that.
Got to get in. Just got to get in.
Yeah.
Then it's anybody's game after that.
Yeah. I got this as a W2. Coming out the bye, well rested. I just like us against the Vikings. You know, they have a stout defense. They're well coached. Obviously, a playoff team for the past few seasons. So, but I just like us against them.
Entering week 15, we are going to Atlanta. We had Atlanta the last 2 out of the last 3 games, guys. A division opponent we don't see until December. That's crazy. So let's start with you, Buck Pro John. How do you feel about this one?
I expect us to put Atlanta away. I expect this to be a game we win handedly. Like I was saying before, I think these last 4 games of the season are going to be a non-factor. By that point, either we're going to be firing on all cylinders, and these are games we absolutely can't lose, or the season was over before we got to this point. So I expect this to be an easy win. I expect us to blow Atlanta out, and this to be a Sunday that I don't remember the end of.
Yeah, I got this as a win. Atlanta's sneaky, though. It's a division game. It's tough. Honestly, I just think we're going to kick it into gear. Hopefully the Brady effect happens and we start gearing up for, playoff run. Our record suggests that we'll be in a position to do that. So we'll start putting stuff, start executing on a level that's gearing us up for a late run. So I got us as a W. But I don't know. Atlanta is sneaky, and they're always a division opponent. And we always play them hard, no matter who they have.
Yeah, so I also have this as another W. And again, it really just is on the fact that Atlanta is just on a downswing. They're just not. They have talent, right? I mean, they've got Matt Ryan at quarterback. They've got Todd Gurley now in the backfield. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. They got that tight end from Baltimore that they traded for. Hurst. They've got weapons. Question is, can they stay healthy? And the other question is, that defense was atrocious last year. I didn't see what they did really to improve that. But again, it's a division game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a hard-fought game. But again, I just think when you got Tom Brady in the backfield, I'll take him 9 out of 10 times. And I just think this one's another W for the Bucs.
Yep.
I kind of agree with John. This is kind of getting us to the point where I think my record now has us at 12-2.
Yep. We got
12-2.
13-1, 12-2, and I'm at.
You're getting close to clinching that, at least the division, if not close to home field advantage. So
I'm at 10.
It might be close to resting Tom Brady time, but we'll see. But yeah, chime me up for a W on this one.
So this is to be determined from what I see here. Week 16, Detroit Lions. We're at the Lions. We just don't know if it's on the 26th or the 27th.
Little unpredictability.
Yeah, Saturday.
A little curveball in there. You don't know when your game is.
Yeah. So Detroit. At Detroit. Not sure when during the weekend it is. John.
So I think this is going to be one of those late Christmas presents that you forget it's behind the tree and you unwrap it and you're like, damn, this is awesome. We're definitely going to get a W here. I think this is the last week that you see Tom Brady, last week that you see Gronkowski. This is going to be the last week that you may see Mike Evans. A lot of starters may only play half the game. We may treat this as sort of like a week 3 preseason game where guys get some reps and then get out, and we start looking forward to that first round of the playoffs. I don't expect much out of the week following this. This is a game I fully expect us to win, but I expect us to start resting people in this week.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I call this game the Blaine Gabbert special, okay? This is where Blaine Gabbert proves that he's the best backup quarterback in the league, all right? Number one, you're going against the Lions. Done. Secondly, okay?
That's all we need. There's only
that's all you really need, right? You're playing the Lions, all right? Yes, I know that's coming from a Buccaneers fan, but still, that's the Lions, all right? I mean, there's only 2 teams you can say that about in the league, and the Lions are one of them, all right? Yeah, honestly, I'm with John. I think this is a game where we're going to be kind of resting starters, getting prepared for the playoffs, a long overdue time to get back to the playoffs. But I don't think Tom Brady starts this game at all if we have anything, even a playoff. 12-2, I would think we have a playoff record or a spot already locked up. So I see Tom Brady resting this game. I see Blaine Gabbert coming out, having a party, a comeback party, right? Getting that contract set up for next year kind of game, all right? And chalk this one up as another W.
So I have us in a bit of a tighter race than you two, 10-4. So I don't see Tom Brady sitting, but I do agree that it's a W. I mean, the Lions, I just don't.
Lions.
The Lions.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
All you need to know. I don't like Matt Patricia as a coach, and they just don't have very talented roster.
He's just a fatter, more bearded Matt Millen on the sideline.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's doing over there.
Yeah. So I have this as an easy win for us.
The Atlanta Falcons come into our house after dominating performances all season. They're going to bring that garbage BS into our house. It's still in their heads. Tom Brady still got that comeback in the Super Bowl. The Falcons fans know it. Their players and coaches know it. They can't possibly win this game. We could roll out Ryan Griffin and Scotty Miller, and they could pass for 400 yards in this game. It's over. The season's over. Their season doesn't matter anymore. We're rolling into the playoffs. This is a game. I don't care how we win this game. We win this game. And, yeah, this is W. This is an easy W.
Actually, you have this one chalked up as an L, only for the fact that we're not starting anybody this game of any significance, okay? Division's wrapped up at 13-2. Probably the number 1 seed overall. Perhaps okay. So if the number 1 seed is up for grab, yeah, we're playing some significant starters, and I think we easily beat the Falcons at home. But I don't see that happening. I think we have everything wrapped up. We'll be playing Daniel Griffin and Scotty Miller, and our defense will be people you never heard of. Yeah, I think this is just a who cares kind of game. And
Is his name Daniel?
what did I say?
You said Daniel.
What's his name?
Isn't his name Ryan?
It is Ryan, isn't it?
I think so. All I know about him is that he makes more money than Jameis Winston. And
No, what I'm
breaks
saying
my
is they
heart.
bring his brother Daniel off the streets to come play.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel Griffin, his brother, the one you never heard of, he's coming in to play because this game does not matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
We'll give Atlanta their hey, here's your game against Tom Brady. Psych. But they can get this one. So chime me up for an L on this one, unfortunately.
Gotcha. I got us as a W. Again, tighter race in my schedule, and I think we'll be battling the Saints possibly for the division lead or battling as high a playoff spot as we can. So I got all the starters in at home to end the season. Tom Brady in their heads still. Everybody knows it apparently.
They asked Atlanta, what were you more scared of, COVID-19 or Tom Brady? And 55% of them said Tom Brady.
Hey, it's the truth, bro. So what were the final records there, Ryan?
The final records are John has us on a 14 game winning streak at the end to go finally 15-1.
Scoop.
Bryce has us at 13-3, limping in on a loss.
Not limping in.
Limping in on a loss. And then I have us at 12-4 with a little bit of a rough patch between weeks 8 and 12.
Well,
I mean, 12-4, hell yeah, I'll take that. I'll take 11-5. I'll take 10-6, just as long as we're one of those 7 teams that goes to the playoffs.
At the end of the day, I don't care if we're 8-8 and we're 7th seed. If we're in, we're in. I just want to see playoffs.
I just need chips and a seat, okay? Once we get in there, it's anybody's game, all right?
Exactly.
Once again, thanks for joining for our early season preview, our NFL schedule release season preview. I think based on all of our predictions, we're going to have a really fun season. Even if we can't be there live, make sure you stay tuned because like we were talking about, the planets have aligned and the sun is shining right on Tampa Bay, and it's going to look really good when it shines off that Lombardi trophy next February. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Well, as always, go Bucs!
go Bucks.